MD of Bajaj Auto joins us now on the phone line to talk about that. Rajiv, good morning. You have been in the past, batting for moving to BS4 swiftly, and you've even talked about this deadline extension being quite illogical. But just tell me today, if the Supreme Court announces that BS3 vehicles will not be allowed to register beyond the 1st of April, what kind of damage would this do to the industry as a whole?
Well, it's hard to say because it depends on stocks that each manufacturer has. I believe, for example, some people like Toyota have no such stock of BS3 vehicles because they changed over a long time back. There are others like us who will end up having very marginal stocks, and then there'll be a whole bunch of people in between with varying levels of stocks. I mean, I am told, for example, in the hearing yesterday, some manufacturers have actually revised their stock figures as of yesterday compared with the data that they gave the Supreme Court itself 4 days ago. So, this data integrity is also a big issue. So difficult to say. However, I can speak for Bajaj. By 1st April, I expect stocks of our three-wheelers, BS3 three-wheelers to be zero practically. On motorcycles, maybe a week to 10 days worth of stocks, basically in the commuter segment, and we can talk about that in detail if you wish. And from my point of view, frankly, since we are such a big exporter, if the Supreme Court says no more domestic sales of BS3 vehicles, which is something I am fully for, we will simply divert that stock into some of our overseas markets over the next month or two. So we have no issue with that.
Rajiv, good morning. I thought data integrity was an issue with pharma companies only, but will be interesting if it's for auto companies too. But you know what? Your biggest competitor, for example, has about 3 lakh inventory. From industry point of view, do you think it's? I mean, the industry argument is, look, I mean, this inventory won't have too much damage from environment point of view. We've sold so much in the last 1 year, last 2 years, so let this inventory be sold out as well. Would you agree with that view from industry point of view?
Yes, I mean, as someone said, one death is a tragedy, a million is a statistic. If you want to go by that, then yes, it's just numbers. But my point, I think, Anuj, goes far beyond that. Let me start with a factual thing first. Everybody is very conveniently talking about how the notification specifies date of production of 1st April 2017, and which has always been the case in the past also, for the last 25 years, always date of production. That's absolutely true. But what people are very conveniently ignoring is the fact that for the first time ever in this country, the emission norm date is a split date. For the first time ever, we have been told that from 1st April last year, we are to introduce new products only if they meet BS4. And from 1st April this year, that is to be applicable to all existing production and products also. What does that imply when somebody splits the date for the first time? It means that starting with new products on 1st April last year, you are to gradually move to cover your entire production by 31st March this year. That is the spirit of it. So they're missing the wood for the trees. To look at only one part of the notification selectively, conveniently, and find a loophole, I don't think this befits an industry that is so large. I mean, all this noise about, we are such a big industry, we drive growth, we employ 30 million people, we are a part of the GDP and all, then you better act the part. I mean, this is, I'm sorry to say, people are acting like school children.
Okay, so
looking at a convenient part of the whole.
Yeah, Rajiv, that's a valid point. So are you saying that, for those who have, of course, spent more in producing these vehicles, BS4 compliant vehicles much earlier, it would be unfair if this inventory is allowed to sold then in open market now?
Yes, but again, Anuj, I would like to say that is not my point. Some people in the industry have alleged that Bajaj Auto is doing this to hurt them. What hurt will I cause them? Let's say tomorrow if the Supreme Court enforces some penalty, 20, 40, 60, 80 crores of rupees is not a lot of money for these companies. Yeah. That is not my purpose. What I am trying to say is that as an industry, I mean, why is it? You just talked about pharma. We can talk about IT. Why should India be known by, IT companies across the world? Why should our Prime Minister talk of IT when he goes across the world? Why not of small cars, motorcycles, three-wheelers, for which we are the largest producer in the world? Why does the industry, today I read a statement by my friend Vinod Dasari in a Hindu business line, I believe, saying, the industry is the favorite whipping boy. I don't know why. Well, I'd like to tell Vinod, this is why. Because we are always dragging our feet. We are always reluctant. We are always complaining. Why don't we take a proactive step and do the right thing? People will applaud us. In this world, better is always better.
That's true. But you were telling us about how this unsold BS3 inventory, if you have to, you would push it into the export markets. What are the other guys planning to do who don't have such a big export market? I mean, is it possible to convert the BS3 engines to BS4 cost effectively? Will there be higher incentives given to dealers to push this inventory?
It's very hard for me to say. Technically, of course, if you can build a car or a bike out of thin air, of course you can convert it.
Yeah.
But the issue, as you say, is, what time, what cost, what effort. So, Anuj talked about Hero having 3 lakh vehicles in inventory. For example, I'm told, and I hope my information is correct, that the same Hero that said on 20th of March that their inventory was 2,97,000 has apparently yesterday put out a figure of 324,000. So if you don't even know what the exact numbers are, it becomes, I guess, difficult for the Supreme Court also to take a call, and which is perhaps why they have scheduled it once again for this afternoon.
Rajiv, you're making some strong points, and we'll try to get the response from both Mr. Dasari and Hero as well. I just want to now move on from this topic for a bit, because I was told that the Dominar sales are really doing quite well, and last month maybe were at par with Royal Enfield. Would that be right, or was that information wrong?
No, I think that would be a case of celebrating too soon, though I like that thought, because what has happened, yes, it is true that in terms of production, and I believe in terms of sales also in the month of February, the numbers for Dominar are greater than those for the corresponding Royal Enfield vehicles in the 350 to 500cc range. Having said that, I think, and I suspect that Enfield was going through a process of changeover from BS3 to BS4, because of which their output would have been on the lower side. I would love it for it to be true, but if it seems too good to be true, it usually is. You cannot come in 2 months ago and take on such a tall leader so easily. It doesn't happen like that.
So what's the run rate per month currently?
I think we are going to try and make about 4,000 vehicles this month. From next month, again, push it up a little bit every month. From next month, we start exports as well. So that is good. I think slowly and steadily, as we have said before, somewhere around 10,000 vehicles by September is certainly possible, and that would be remarkable.
Okay, all the best for that, Rajiv. Thanks for stopping by.